suppose have some games.
All right, well, this is basically day 2 since the 403 has been fired up in the Cutlass. It's been sitting here overnight. I'm going to see how it fires up after sitting for a full night. Basically a cold start. Just want to see how the choke works and see how it cranks over. This will kind of show me, prove to me the reliability of this car so far as firing up. Give it a couple pumps. Fired right up. Fired right up and running pretty smooth. The choke, the fast idle choke isn't very high. I'm guessing just because it's maybe about 65 degrees outside, so it's not going to be, you know, screaming at 2,000 RPMs as far as the fast idle goes, but the choke seems to be set pretty good because it didn't stall as soon as it started. And what I'm checking now, I had a tranny line leak right where the line connects to the transmission. So I tightened that up the best I could, just because those lines are so hard to get to. Let me take a peek underneath here. I hope it's not leaking. There's the new exhaust, at least the pipe that went in place of the catalytic converter. No more converter. Well, from what I can tell, the line isn't leaking yet. I tightened that thing as much as it can go many times over, and that thing was still leaking. I don't know if it was a bad flare or what. But I did take it up and down the street a couple of times. I do want to do a few more things before I really put my foot into it and see what this thing does. I'm kind of treating it like a new motor right now. But so far so good, it's running pretty good. Looks like I might have to snug up the carburetor screws. Might have to snug up the carburetor screws right there because it looks like it is seeping a little bit of gas. So I'll do that as well. You know, whenever you put a new motor into a car or swap one out of another car, you got to make sure you have everything tightened up, motor mounts, exhaust manifolds. You don't want to leak, you don't want to blow out your gasket. You got a rebuilt carb like this one. Just go ahead and double check everything and make sure it's tight. Make sure all your wires are run real well, because you don't want any wires burning or getting caught up in the fan or anything. So, you know, when I put this 403 in here, I made sure that I put it exactly how the factory would have put this 403 in this car when it was new. So it's running pretty good. See if it kicks down. There it goes. See if we can get a little bit of sound back here. Sounds pretty good. You know, I didn't do anything to this motor. It came out of the 78 parts car that's sitting here, waiting to go to the scrapyard. So this car was a good donor car for the Cutlass. You know, the person who actually did this motor, the motor was never completely rebuilt. I found out when I pulled the valve covers off to swap them out from those chrome ones. It looked like the heads had never been off. I think they pulled this motor probably out of a Delta 88, if I were to guess. Put new freeze plugs in it, put all new gaskets in it, probably put a timing chain in it. You know, I don't know if they put an upgraded camshaft in it or not. It does sound a little bit rough. But if it does have an upgraded camshaft, it's definitely not something all that extreme. You know, just by the way it's idling. So it definitely sounds a little bit beefier than stock would, because considering a stock camshaft is very smooth in these motors. So who knows what was done to it. It seems to run pretty good, but we'll find out how good it runs once I get it out on the road and and lay my foot into it a little bit. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. Go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe. If you guys have been following along with this build, I'm happy to see this motor running in this car. It's definitely a good thing, and since it is pretty much October 1st, it's the 30th of September, I can wrap up this project and get moving on the next one. Leave a comment guys, don't forget to subscribe, I appreciate it.